Audible's best of 2024 picks are here. Discover the year's top audiobooks, podcasts, and originals in all your favorite genres. From memoirs and sci-fi to mysteries and thrillers, Audible's curated list in every category is the best way to hear 2024's best in audio entertainment. Like a stunning new full-cast production of George Orwell's 1984. Heartfelt memoirs like Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson's Lovely One. The year's best fiction, like The Women by Kristen Hanna, and Percival Everett's brilliantly subversive James. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Go to audible.com/imagine and discover all the year's best waiting for you.
Most weight loss plans are one size fits all, not taking into account each person's individual needs. Noom, on the other hand, is built for your psychology and your biology, meeting you where you are. Noom Weight uses psychology, and that's why they say losing weight starts with your brain. But it also takes into account your unique biological factors, which also affect weight loss success. The program helps you understand the science behind your eating choices and why you have cravings. Stay focused on what's important to you with Noom's psychology and biology-based approach. Sign up for your trial today at Noom.com. That's NOOM.com.
This is the kind of thing you can expect on a mostly women college football podcast.
Yeah, God.
We are majority women now.
Jesus
Hell
Christ.
yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
This is
It's
what
like
the
my
gynocracy
family.
looks like.
Girl boss.
Well, folks, are we all in mouth heaven? Is that the word we're using now?
Mouth heaven now.
Yeah, mouth heaven.
That's
So
what the
creepy.
Pop Tarts Bowl tweeted.
The Pop Tart Bowl said that we're on now all officially, or that cinnamon bun was now in mouth heaven.
Yeah.
Cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon
Yeah, cinnamon.
roll. Get that correct.
And we need to make sure that we use that phrase whenever we can, because I just feel like slipping that into conversation casually with no context would work. Like, Commish, were you in mouth heaven today?
No. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, Beth, were you in mouth heaven today?
Have you heard the word of our Lord, cinnamon roll?
I have
Are you
not.
Do you know where you're going when you die? Are you going to mouth heaven?
I believe there's a very complex set of theologies here.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Brown of Extra Points set this out.
Brother Jordan, do you have something on your heart today?
So would
mean-
cinnamon rolls like scripture be like cinnamon roll 42:41? Is that like the passage? Is that what it is? Okay.
Does Cinnamon Roll have his own scripture though? Because Jesus doesn't have his own book of the Bible.
Oh.
I guess so. That's
Oh,
just
That's a good
not,
point.
Not unless you get into the really fun stuff. And the Apocryphy is,
Wait.
I'm pretty sure that there is a Jesus book of the Bible.
We get the Gospel of Wildberry and the Gospel of Hot Fudge Sundae.
Oh,
Yeah, they were there to see it.
He
They
might
were
have
there.
been a disciple.
I like
Yeah.
that.
So every Pop Tarts Bowl is basically like a Council of Nicaea. We're all we're voting on which one of the Apocrypha is going to enter the canon. And
Yes.
Wildberry
Mouth
was
heaven canon.
yeah, like Wildberry was found to be a false god.
oh,
Wildberry was the one that laid the flower on his dead friend who was so happy to die.
I mean, allegedly, I didn't read about that in the Book of Cinnamon Roll.
Perhaps Wildberry is the first pope of the Church of Pop-Tarts.
Okay.
I like
Upon
that
this
too.
Pop-Tart, I will build my church.
I
Yes.
only subscribe to the Gnostic Pop-Tarts.
is that the unfrosted?
There's going to be a heresy. God, we're going to get into a heresy somewhere. This is how heresy
I think
happens.
we
Already
might
a heresy.
be.
Man.
Yeah.
That was the heresy was when I was watching the national anthem and the Pop-Tart ceremony was on in the press box at the same time.
That was
But
so
yes.
fucking America. I was so
That was
happy for you.
really funny.
No,
You
That
rendered
was
unto
really
Caesar
incredible.
what was Caesar's until the Pop-Tart showed up.
I'm taking a video because they have an eagle inside, like a live bald eagle, and the person holding the eagle is having incredible difficulty maintaining this eagle. When they were pulling the flag out across the entire field,
Yeah, that happens.
and
Bald
the
eagle's
eagle's
very big.
the
Yeah.
eagle's freaking out, so I'm like, I'm already like videotaping the anthem anyway. And then so I see the eagle freaking out, which you can kind of see in the video on like the Alamo Bowl like screen in the center of the field at the top. And then like the Pop-Tart thing going on, and then she just hits like the home of the brave, and it's like cinnamon roll on top of the toaster, and I'm like, oh god, I have to post this. Like I'm gonna get in
Perfect
trouble,
timing.
like American wise, but I have to post this.
I see that's the least trouble American wise. You've got someone who's been
Mhm.
hired as the official national anthem bird wrangler who's struggling to do their job. You
Yes.
have someone singing in the background and you have a Pop-Tart being thrown into an inferno at the
Yeah.
same time. Like if that's not America in one image, I must live in the wrong country.
That's, I mean, as John Cougar Mellencamp said, ain't that America? For you
Little
and
pink
me.
Pop Tarts for you and me.
Welcome, everyone, to the Sales Committee Podcast. This is our podcast for the evening of December 29th,
Sucking on a Pop-Tart
2024.
It's the
outside
last
Space
show of
3D.
2024.
Oh yeah, oh,
Thank
it is.
fucking God. We are going to bury this year. But before we do, we will talk about the things that happened this last week, including not my medical diagnoses, because I've been out for 3 days with a kidney stone. Yay!
I thought you said we weren't talking about your medical diagnosis.
I'm just going to say that I just couldn't go to the Armed Forces Bowl or the Independence Bowl. God was trying to keep me away from that, which felt offensive to me. Let me just put it that way. So I'm here, though. I am sort of better, and I'm ready to talk with my friends about all sorts of debauchery. As always, I am Jordan. With me tonight, I have Commish, Beth, Pitt Girl, Arthur on the ones and twos, and special guests Katie and Melanie. Melanie, how are you?
I'm great. Never been better.
Awesome. Katie?
Also great. Just living the dream.
Well, I'll give everyone else a little chance to talk too. Sure, why not? Beth, how are you?
Pop-Tarts roasting on an open fire, tubby nipping at your nose.
Oh no.
It's Christmas at my house. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Pitt Girl?
I'm good. I missed part of the Pop Tarts Bowl yesterday because I went to a float spa where you just sort of hang out in a tank for an hour. And it was great, honestly. You just you hang out in there in the dark and there's some spa music and you just sort of hang out in a tank. And it sounds real weird, but it's actually very pleasant. I would recommend it.
Is that like a sensory deprivation chamber?
Kind
Kind
of.
of.
It is very dark in there. You can have a light on, but
Okay.
like inside the tank, I turned it off because I found myself just staring at the ceiling while the light was on. But you turn it off and then there's like spa music and you're just sort of like, it's not complete sensory deprivation because you can tell that you're floating, but it's like you get to do a really, really big stretch for an hour, basically. It's very nice.
I think this is what I need after the Pop Tarts Bowl. A sensory deprivation chamber.
Mhm.
Yes.
Commish, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. I just it's part of the holidays where if you don't get the holidays off, you're part of the skeleton crew that's like overworked and just stressed. I'm just happy I survived that, and I get the podcast now after this glorious weekend of bowl games. I'm so thrilled right now. I am so hyped. Let's talk. Let's go.
Arthur, you doing good?
I mean, I was until now. I have to make sure that this episode is HIPAA compliant, so that's gonna be fun for me to deal with.
I can get my ultrasounds out if we all want to look at them together. We can all count how big.
As long as Jordan consents, his information can go wherever. It's fine.
Now everyone who's listening is going to need to fill out a form.
That's
But-
right.
Post it with the show notes. I'll post my ultrasounds with the show notes.
Did they hit you with the sound laser, or do we have to have Beth come honk her new saxophone at you very loudly?
No, it did not hit me with the sound laser. It seemed to have given up on its own.
Okay.
I have multiple sound lasers. I am willing to point at you.
You and the fucking the omaratone just like frightened my stomach.
Perfect. Got it. Actually, did I give you kidney stones?
I mean, you might have. So, folks,
I don't want to know how that works.
Let's
Merry
talk
Christmas.
about. So, this is the crazy thing is like I keep trying to because I've been nauseous, so I keep trying to desanitize everything like I've been sick. Although I know I haven't been sick. It's not like there's a disease on things, so it makes no sense to wipe everything down. But I still do that just incessantly because my brain's like, oh, I was sick, therefore I need to clean, rechange my toothbrush head and everything. No, I'm just like, it's something else. My body just hates me.
We just need everyone to know that the Sickos Committee has nothing to do with health and wellness. So if you're listening to this for medical advice, please do not. Just don't listen to us.
Unless you are.
Right now.
Unless you are, in which case.
Thank you, Melanie.
You're welcome.
We do need to start with the Pop-Tarts.
Melanie is now our official lawyer.
Our second official lawyer after our
second.
official judge, who is also a lawyer.
Mhm.
Technically, this is all confidential now. This is client-patient confidentiality.
Attorney-client privilege. Yeah.
That's not a thing.
Attorney-client privilege.
That one. Yeah, this is all confidential now.
How drugged are you?
So not as much as you think, but more than I should be. Let's talk about the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Let's
Because
do.
Iowa State wins this one 42-41 with a touchdown in the last minute. Commish, do you care that Cam Ward only played a half? I don't.
I don't care either. I'm
fucking
glad he
care
played
either.
a half.
Yes.
I'm glad he played a half. Thank you for the first half. It was amazing. Thank you for setting your records. Thank you for playing in a game you didn't need to do this. Thank you for doing what Malik Neighbors did for LSU, set a record and basically went to the draft. So I appreciate it. It was a little weird that he was just in pads still, I
Mhm.
guess.
Yeah, I thought the end of the game was kind of funny, where like Iowa State scores their touchdown, and then there's like almost a minute left, and we kept getting dramatic sideline shots
Is he gonna do it?
of Cam Ward
Is-
giving the backup quarterback like
he
an
gonna-
encouraging shoulder pat, being like, "You can do this, buddy. I'm not gonna do anything, but you can go do it. You got this."
Hey, champ.
Oh, I missed that. That's funny.
That was-
It was very, very
That was very strange. So like we'll talk about the game portion because we know Katie and Melanie were busy with the Pop-Tarts. So but yeah, it was strange. And then it was just like people yelling like they just need one drive and one score. He's not gonna come back. And I'm like, no.
You could hear the stadium chanting, "We want Cam" on
Yes.
the
They were
broadcast.
very loudly.
They
Very
were
loudly.
over and over and over again chanting that.
That'd have been
We're going to
weird.
put a pin in Miami fans yelling. Come back to that in a minute.
Okay.
Oh,
It's very much the issue of he's not warmed up. He hasn't been warmed up
Yeah.
for 2 hours at that point. No, he's not going to come in, and that's fine. He could have not played the whole game, and it would have been very bad for Miami. So, you know what? This went about as well as it could. Congratulations to Rocco Beck, who won MVP and got to pick his flavor. This game was absolutely on fire, like ass on fire from minute one. At one point, it was 28-28 with like 9 minutes left in the second quarter. We were just huffing pure, straight, uncut offense. And then at some point, they started deciding to play just a little bit. Not a ton, just a little bit of just a little bit of defense. And that was, again, I was drugged out pretty hard at this point, but I was enjoying it. And I'll be real honest here. I can't remember what was real and what was part of like the narcotics. So you're going to have to help me through some of this because I definitely saw Sexy Hot Fudge Sundae doing a dance that was like really, he was like grinding into it. They all had very clear personalities. I really appreciate that. Katie, what were the personalities you saw this year?
So I think, we didn't interact with Cinnamon Roll very much. I will throw that out to begin with. But Melanie, I don't know if you agree with this. I originally thought Wildberry was the most unhinged one, but I think I now land on Hot Fudge Sundae maybe being the most unhinged.
I feel like Wildberry was the most charismatic and kind of the
Yes.
leader. Like he won a lot of the challenges, but
Yes.
I definitely agree. I think Hot Fudge Sundae wins the unhinged, especially when it comes to
Dark Horse.
his sexiness and like all of that. Like we did not see that coming.
There was a point when we were like, I want to be clear. I did not pay attention to much of this game because I only cared about seeing the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I need to throw out that last year, our field passes allowed us on the field before the game, at halftime, and after the game. This year, we had access the entire game, which shout out to Florida Citrus Sports. That was incredible. It meant we could just hang out and just wait for the Pop-Tarts.
Yeah. I was like, okay, can we no restrictions here? Can we get the committee like full access? And they were like, let's go.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
all access for the committee to the sexy Pop-Tarts. Oh yeah.
But there was one point when we were down there and Wildberry was close by, and I think I was trying to get a picture. Maybe both of us were. I don't know. but he took Melanie's purse off of her and gave it to someone else. Like, stole it.
Some like random middle-aged dude.
Yeah.
Stop,
Yeah.
thief.
Yeah.
Purse, I don't know you.
Yeah. I think we all thought that like Strawberry had a lot of personality. When you put 3 Pop-Tarts out there, and like I also confirmed, and I don't know if I'm allowed to share this, so like if we get shut down because of this, I don't know. I think these are all professionals. Like I think they're former NBA mascots, is what I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last year it was the Chicago Bowl guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and I think all 3 were.
Yeah.
Huh.
We didn't confirm. We believe.
This year I confirmed through back sources, not necessarily like, but I'm pretty sure they're all 3. So they're experienced and they were incredible. They were just incredible. But I'm a little bit sad we did not get to interact with Cinnamon Roll as much. He seemed a little more elusive for us. Wild Berry and Hot Fudge Sundae, very available.
I would like to posit, as we have discussed previously on the show, that some mascots don't have people in them. They're just that. And the Pop-Tarts are just Pop-Tarts. They are not. They're, to me, they're fully sapient Pop-Tarts that just happen to be person-sized.
Well,
Very fair.
you guys didn't get the chance to interact with Cinnamon Roll, but you know who did? Babies did. Because Cinnamon Roll
I saw that.
showed up to some newborns in the hospital. Hey, Nicole hasn't seen this. Will you send her those 2 videos, please?
I have not seen this.
Yes,
Because
Winnie Palmer.
Incredible.
He shows up and like goes to lean in, tries to feed a Pop-Tart to a newborn. Which folks who are out there who have dealt with mothers who've had newborns, shit's real not funny all of a sudden. Like things that were funny a lot, they cease to be funny real fast. And I can just imagine how unfunny this became in those rooms so fast.
Do you know what this is like when the 3 wise men showed up?
Yes.
It's the 3 Pop-Tarts.
Uh-huh.
And there's a drummer boy, I'm sure, somewhere making a lot of noise. It's just not what we need right now. Not what we need.
Gold, frankincense, and hot fudge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you all see the woman's comments? Because she has spoken publicly about this now.
You know, what did she say?
Apparently, she had an emergency C-section, and she'd been 3 days in that hospital watching the hospital menu on television all 3 days. And her husband would try to change the channel, and she would yell at him. So she said she was in the perfect mental state to meet Cinnamon Roll the Pop-Tart.
Okay, that makes total sense.
That makes me happy.
Okay.
That makes me actually happy, yeah.
Yeah, we like after like San Antonio had like an ice storm when the second one came, so we were like trapped in the hospital. Like we couldn't drive; the roads were like iced over, so we're all trapped there. So I was like, I would have welcomed in a Pop-Tart also. I would have done
The
that.
fever dream Pop-Tart.
Did you see Cinnamon Roll Pop-Tart show up to the hospital to welcome the newborns?
I sure did.
Okay,
This is incredible.
It's
I just
amazing.
posted it in
It's
the
the
chat.
most welcome to Earth thing I have ever seen, and I love it.
This is how many nightmare demons that kid's gonna be in therapy, being like, I just remember something from way early back.
The still photo of Cinnamon Roll just looming over the crib.
Over the baby, yeah.
It's so good. So yeah.
Or the baby is going to be like obsessed with Pop-Tarts, and that's all he's going to want to eat. That's going to be.
They better give
life.
that baby a lifetime supply of.
That baby,
hope so.
Yeah, like that baby's gonna have a scent memory of cinnamon that is just unhinged.
Yeah.
I think
Walk into a Bath and Body Works and just start shaking.
Oh my
the
God,
best
it's
part
cinnamon
about this
love.
was not only did we get new lore from this,
Yes.
we also found out that Strawberry is still with us. Now,
Yes.
now we were the first to break this. Thank you to Katie and your friend at Citrus Sports.
Shelby, our pal Shelby.
Yes, your pal Shelby, because we were the first ones to post this, and everyone lost their goddamn minds when they saw zombie Strawberry. Is that what we're calling him? I don't know.
Yes. That's what we're
Resurrected
calling him.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
Our Lord has returned.
No, you
to show
never
us
see.
the way.
You never see Jesus when he comes back. He's never like with a gaping hole in his leg and holes in his hands. That's not what happens.
I'm sorry, Thomas. Yes, he does have the holes
Beth.
in his hands.
But not
Doubter.
bloody.
Not in my Protestanty soft version of this.
Absolutely,
You don't
he
see
does.
that. No, he doesn't. He just shows back up like he's just good as new. Like,
All right.
Bro, I was raised
now.
Methodist, and I too learned about doubting Thomas.
Okay, fine. So, anyways, we got to see
Yeah,
the best
John
part.
20, my dude.
The best part, Katie, was that it was your picture that they based the new strawberry off of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
One eye. It was so very clearly your famous shot
Yeah.
that they based strawberry off of.
You
Yep.
have
That's
created
so
the
good.
Pop Cart Shroud of Turin, and I'm so proud of you.
We have
Thank you.
written part of the Pop
They're
Tart
relics.
Bible.
They're relics here. We have
Oh.
Your
relics.
photo's
Class
your
relics.
photo. Yeah, did you touch him?
Last year,
This
you
year?
liked strawberry.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
last-
like
last
did you
year,
touch strawberry?
I ate the body of strawberry
Oh,
last
body of-
year.
He
Not
was
this
the
year.
first class relic.
Melanie ate it this year. Melanie ate cinnamon roll this year.
So,
You're a first class relic,
but
Katie.
no, she's a second class relic. Bits of the Pop Tart are first class relic. Unless are you transubstantiated? Are you sure?
I am, yes. Yes.
Okay,
you
so
become-
yeah,
did
you're
you
a first class relic.
You become part of Pop Tart? That would
Our
have been.
most sacrilegious episode, and I'm having such a great time.
I need a bell. Give me the bell.
I do need for you guys to know, and I don't know, I know Shelby a little bit. She's so great. She actually asked me or helped me be, I was a judge at the Feast on the 50, which is an event that the Florida Citrus Sports puts on every year. Beth, you'll be happy to know the West Virginia tent won this past year. Yes, they were their tent every year is really, really good. Anyways, Shelby is like amazing. She's wonderful. We love her. And I don't think she's very online. I can't tell. But I told her, I was like, hey, we'll give you credit. All of her friends were texting her and calling her and telling her about the picture, which just makes me really, really happy because it's on all of our medias. Yes. So Strawberry came back. I talked to Melanie. I think you were there with me afterwards. We were talking to Jenny from Pop Tarts. She actually works for Pop Tarts. She's the gal with the jacket that everyone loved. Jenny is really nice. She's familiar with the Sickos. Yes, she's familiar with the Sickos committee. Loves us. She's like, you guys were the first ones to post the picture this year. And she confirmed that they are zombies. As I recall, that was the word she used. So they are zombies. I also need to point out Strawberry at the end of the game, when they showed a picture of him on the screen, I could tell that it was the upper deck and I was immediately searching for it. Because I think a lot of people missed that he was looking down while Cinnamon Roll was descending into the toaster. The entire production was 10 out of 10. I think I went in thinking there's no way it'll be as good as it was last year. Because last year was so fun because we didn't know what was going to happen. Everything was like new, novel, fun. It was every bit as good. I wasn't disappointed. I didn't feel like, it was amazing. It was just amazing. 10 out of 10.
There are very few broadcasts of live sporting events that give me that like intense FOMO of I wish I was there in person because it feels like they're not showing us as much of this as I want to be seeing in the broadcast.
It's true.
I felt it hardcore about this. Like I wanted to be at this game. And like by the end of it, I was mad that I was not at this game. Although I did try Pop-Tarts for the first time, so that was good.
Oh, nice. I regretted that I didn't record it because I heard the Pop-Tart commercials were also on point, like in between the game really and everything.
They were.
Like, man, but at the same time, they literally, this year especially, more so than last year, because they kept Strawberry under wraps for a long time. So we didn't get to see him pregame or anything, like, because he popped out of the toaster last year. So this year, all three Pop-Tarts, they were just around almost the entire before, after, and during the game, just doing all kinds of wild antics with kids, with refs, with cops, with babies. I mean, they were interacting constantly, and it was really fun.
I really enjoyed the Phantom of the Opera vibe was my favorite thing. It very much felt like
such a good reference.
Mr. requests that he keeps his box open. You keep his box open for all performances. He just needed the half-mask in pastry or in frosting.
Well, he's just got the one eye, so like,
it's like that.
It's very similar.
Just the Strawberry just screaming, "Sing Angel of Music" down at Cinnamon Roll. My bad.
The craziest part is like, so Cinnamon Roll will probably be up there next year, but then we'll never be able to like get close to them. Like there's just something about Zombie Strawberry where I want to meet Zombie Strawberry more than any Pop-Tart, but you can't.
God, I can't wait until we're on like year 25 of this bowl and they basically have like the entire choir invisible of
That's what Jenny said, Beth. She legit said they're going to be all up there. She wants the whole thing.
God.
Yes, she wants an army of zombies.
Past.
This is like the end of Rise of Skywalker, where all the Sith are there.
Now I'm just imagining like the zombie crawl down in Key West, but it's all Pop-Tarts.
Oh, that would be incredible.
I can't wait until we run out of flavors after like, I don't know, 15 or something, and we start going maybe savory, and going more like a little bit dumplings maybe.
There are
excited
so
about
many more Pop-Tart flavors than you think, especially if they start raiding the vault.
And like
That's
they
true.
have all of those cereal partnerships.
We're going to be here a while. That's
Yeah.
okay.
Good point.
It's
That's
like
good.
the Marvel universe. Like this thing's never gonna end.
And that's
right.
when you
Like, oh shit! This
The
there's
Pop-Tart multiverse.
well, and then you've got
it was
and then,
released
you,
randomly in 1994.
and then all you have to do is start polling your constituency like they did with the Heinz Easy Squeeze ketchup and just like have us start inventing new flavors. Here we go.
This is the other thing we saw was the memorial to Strawberry out in front, which one I found out the person who sculpted it found them on Twitter. They're delightful.
Oh gosh, really?
Cool.
Yeah,
Wait,
now that,
you
now that I
guys,
said that, I gotta get the name. Hold up.
she's friends with my old hairdresser because my hairdresser saw the post on Instagram and was like, I know her. And I was like, who the girl who created that? Anyways, yeah.
Does she have an obsession with calves? Because
I mean,
Strawberry had
Strawberry
big
did not
calves.
skip leg day.
No.
But actual Strawberry also did not skip leg day.
No,
Fair.
I would just say that Strawberry's gotta have some legs to spring out of that toaster, man. I mean,
True. That's a good point.
gotta be doing those box jumps.
I have a question. Just going with the lore, Strawberry popped out of a toaster at the beginning and then was eaten at the end, obviously. Oh, wait, never mind. No, my question was answered. The other three didn't pop out of a toaster and they came out of their foil, but they did. They all went to the toaster at the end. So Strawberry was technically double toasted. And all of the other ones were only toasted once.
The best part that y'all didn't get to see because you were there was at the very beginning of the game. They had the toaster trophy in the booth. They loaded it, and that fucker shot Pop-Tart out so
I saw
far.
it.
We saw video of it. Yeah.
I was dying. I saw it later that night on social media. It was hilarious.
There's got to be an adjustment spring in there, guys. There's got to be an adjustment spring.
Absolutely
Not
not.
launcher.
Pop-Tart.
No, Pop-Tart launcher.
Pop-Tart mortar.
Pop-Tart
Yes.
No.
I would like to jump back just one step. The memorial for Strawberry has the like votive candles
Yes.
with him on it. How do I get one of those?
Yeah.
I know. I want one
Pop-Tarts
desperately.
Bowl. Pop-Tarts Bowl. I was looking at your merch today,
They got
and
nothing.
all of the merch on your website is for Miami and Iowa State going to the Pop-Tarts
That's
Bowl.
not what we
No.
want.
That's not what we want. I want Strawberry merch. I want general Pop-Tarts Bowl merch. I want that quarter zip that was in the one hype video.
I know.
Where that looks like a blueberry Pop-Tart. Please sell all of this because I
Yes.
will buy it.
I mean,
Thank
it
you.
was
I
like
agree.
Duke's Mayo after I yelled at them for a while, they put the Tubby plushie up. Like
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to destroy my bed in zombie Pop-Tarts.
Yes. Plush Pop-Tarts. I want live
And have the
strawberry. I want
candles
zombie
lining your
strawberry. I
room.
want all the ones from this
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
Give us the Pop-Tarts.
I will ask about this.
We have two tweets I need to read. One from @theball_is_orange. I showed this to my wife, a picture of Strawberry up on the ledge. And she said, you get to show me 3 more Pop-Tarts Bowl things, and then that's it.
This is me with all of my friends all year long. This is
Like, that's
probably
enough.
everyone who follows me on like any social media. Like they're probably all like, stop talking
No,
about Pop-Tarts,
Katie
please.
actually, my friends who don't even know Katie that well, they will like send me pictures of something Pop-Tarts and they'll be like, you need to buy this for Katie. Like Katie's entire house is going to be outfitted in
thing,
Pop-Tart
yeah.
stuff.
It's gonna
Her
be all
best friend bought her a
Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tart clock. Like someone
I do
wanted
have
to
a
get her a
Pop-Tart clock.
Pop-Tart
It's true.
stuffy. Like it's going to be overrun.
Well, and
Too
then
much, I don't care.
David Ubben at the Athletic posted also that he sent his wife the picture of Hot Fudge stripping, and her response was, "quote Hey, I'm done with the Pop-Tart stuff."
I'm just done. I don't know why that one made me laugh really hard, but that one made me like almost cry laughing. I was like, yeah, that's true.
I got
Everyone's,
one more.
like just tweeting too much. It's great.
I got one more I want to read.
Go.
It's from our friend Stats of War. Stats of War, he stated this last night. My in-laws thought I was making up the Pop-Tart Bowl.
Nope, it's it, baby.
I was like, we're gonna need a full conversation about this eventually, Parker.
I
We're gonna
need to hear this story.
We gotta figure out with the in-laws, like their reaction after you told them it was
Yes.
real.
Yeah.
What they
How you
saw.
explained it, like that's
How you
number one. How do
explain
you
this? I
start?
mean, I may just try to get Parker like at some random time just to talk about.
Look,
this
at some
week.
point, everyone has to sit down with their kid who has never heard of the story, any of the stories in the Bible, and have to explain it to them. This goes right in there. You just slide it right next to everything else.
That's
There's a big whale. Also, there's a strawberry Pop-Tart we celebrate every year.
I mean, listen,
It's the feast
earlier
day.
Commish said that he felt it was kind of weird and sacrilegious that it was playing while Star Spangled Banner was happening. To me, I feel like there's nothing more unifying. The entire internet unites behind Pop-Tarts. There's
United
not one
Pop-Tarts of
person
America.
that is anti-Pop-Tarts. So I think this could heal our nation.
Yeah.
Even the grumps, even the real grumps about shit, about the season, at least back off on this one, knowing that if they say anything, it's just going to be annoying to deal with it. So even they shut up.
I mean, mostly they reserved their ire for posting at me about how I should properly eat a Pop-Tart.
Well, so Beth went to a store last night to get some Pop-Tarts.
I did.
And Beth, I got to share what store you went to. Because she's like, I guess I got to go to the store. And she said she went to a store called Dollar Genital.
Whoa.
Bad typo.
We're going to have to put a different type of warning on this podcast now.
Was the drink
Beth
there?
needs to meet Hot Fudge Sundae.
Oh my God, Hot Fudge Sundae there.
The
Oh
Grink is the
Lord.
official mascot of Dollar Genital, yes.
I went to the nice Dollar Genital in New Paris. Not the crappy one in Fishertown.
They used to sponsor a bowl.
Gosh.
Dollar General used to sponsor a bowl. That is correct. In Mobile, Alabama.
I was going to say Gronk's Bowl.
The Gronk.
That seems like a
Grink's
marriage
Bowl.
made in heaven.
Grink's Bowl. Was the Grink
Beth,
there?
we found out.
It's now the 68 Ventures Bowl. So we're so
69th
close.
would have been Hot Fudge Sundae.
We're just
That was
one
the
venture
69th.
away.
One venture away.
We found out
Dollar
that some of
General.
them have eggs.
Yes. I
And so
cannot
they're
have, I
not
cannot have
safe.
most of the chocolate Pop-Tarts. So like I can't have the Oreo one, I can't have the s'mores one, I can't have the fudge one. I could have the Hot Fudge Sundae one though. So I got that for chocolate representation.
I haven't had all of the chocolate ones. I'm disappointed with the ones I've had. I think the fruit ones are better, candidly.
Yeah.
That might be a hot take.
I really like the cookies and cream one.
I can't have that
I
one.
haven't had that one. I
But
need to try
yeah,
that.
Beth can't have that one.
You can have all of mine.
Beth, what did you do? What did you do? Because when you posted this, you were like, I think I'm going to eat a Pop-Tart for the first time. And we're like, well, you got to post that on Maine too.
Yeah.
And then you
So
got mansplained. I think people didn't realize it was you because they were trying to mansplain Pop-Tarts to you. Or maybe they didn't realize it was you. I don't know. It was weird.
I don't know. So I posted that I was going to go have my first Pop-Tart, and then I put my phone down and went to the store. So, and then I picked up Pop-Tarts, and I came back, and our feed was mostly full of people being like, "Wait, first today? Surely first today?" And it's like, no, first ever. So I popped into the Patreon Discord for like 2 seconds. I'm like, okay, which Pop-Tart should I have? And one person was like blueberry, and I'm like, fine, blueberry sold. I don't want this to take an hour. So I toasted one of them, and I left the other one untoasted so that I could get a proper sample. Tried both options. I liked the toasted one better. I thought it gave a better depth of flavor than the untoasted Pop-Tart. It also was less inclined to glue itself to my incisors, which I appreciated. The untoasted one stuck to me like an industrial adhesive, and I was afraid I was going to have to get power tools to fix that. But yeah, all told, like, I was surprised. I expected Pop-Tarts, most things that I try that are like, these are the foods of my childhood, kinds of things. Now in my 40s, I'm like, wow, I hate this. I did not hate it. It was quite good, which is good because I could only get 12 packs of them. So y'all, I have a lot of Pop-Tarts.
It's a lot.
You have lots of people in your house though that will eat Pop-Tarts though. You have lots of little kids at this point, right?
There are 6 children under the age of 10 in this house. If you think I'm
Everybody
giving them
gets a
more
Pop-Tart!
sugar, oh my God.
Yep, just toss them.
Pop-Tarts!
Oh God, no, death to you. No.
Early in the morning, though.
And I tried
give them out right before they go home.
There we go.
It's a car. Yeah, it's a car snack.
Party
Then
snack.
Aunt Beth,
Yes,
then Aunt
perfect.
Beth is everybody's favorite aunt, and the Pop-Tart consumption is not your problem.
Yeah, and yeah, perfect. That sounds wonderful. I also followed Pitt Girl's advice, and the chocolate one that I got, I was informed that like it was sugar with a capital S, so I froze the one during the entire second half of the Pop Tarts Bowl, and then I ate one of those normal and one of those frozen. I didn't review that on the timeline, but the frozen one was the play. You are correct. That was the correct
I've never
way to
tried
eat this.
that.
Yeah, it was
I haven't
real
either.
good.
I need to try this.
It did
Yes,
a
the Hot
nice
Fudge-
it did a
Yeah, go
nice thing for the texture, and it muted like the overwhelming cloying sugar of it, where I was like, I have just Wilford Brimley'd myself. I've made a choice that like my pancreas is up and quit. But
Yes, all the like ice cream, vaguely ice cream flavored ones, much better if you put them in the freezer.
Good to know.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna try this.
The one thing for me, like looking at the Pop Tarts Bowl, I'm a little surprised that I don't think many bowls have tried to copy it. Like, when I saw this last year, like it was a big hit, and I was wondering, like, are we going to get copycats? And I feel like by and large we haven't.
No, would not.
I mean, I'm. It's hard for me to imagine them coming up with a situation where it's like the military bowl is going to have Troopy the Troop running around, and they're going to put him in a toaster. Like that doesn't. That doesn't play
they have
so
like
well.
bowling themed stuff, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, like,
there was some stuff. There was some effort we can talk about later in the podcast from some of these bowls.
We'll get there. We'll get there when we talk about individual games. But I mean, like, yes, like a lot of these games might not have a sponsor that would lend itself to something a la Pop Tarts. But like, I'm just surprised that we haven't seen any bowls where we're like, oh, they're definitely trying to copy the Pop Tarts Bowl.
Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, I was just thinking about a Lockheed Martin.
Here comes Thronezor.
Well, I do think like
at the end you get like shot into space on a railgun.
Droney the Drone's dropping free pizza into section 355.
I do think that Duke's Mayo Bowl started this, like paved the way.
And to their everlasting credit, Miller from the Duke's Mayo Bowl was out here saying all week this week that he loves the Pop Tarts Bowl and how much it pushes them to more creativity.
Yeah.
And that's
like
what Jenny said too from the Pop Tarts from Kellogg. She was like, we want this to raise the bar for all bowl games. Like we hope that all bowl games lean into the silly side of the sport and start doing this.
It's how it honestly the way bowl games survive is kind of this path. Because I mean, really, if you think about the Pop Tarts Bowl, like this has crossed like into normal everyday talk.
Yeah,
you guys,
like
my neighbors, majority of them, well, some of them watch college football. A lot of them don't, and they want to go next year.
Yeah,
because like
I mean,
they think it's so funny. Yeah,
you want to watch this, no matter who's playing. You're gonna watch the game, which they got treated to an amazing game, and 1-point thriller. I'm happy for Iowa State, and it's kind of funny that both sides of Farmageddon have now killed a Pop-Tart.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
It is great. I love that. Like one side got another, and they got two different Pop-Tarts. So now Farmageddon has their archangels.
And only the Big Ten owns Pop-Tarts trophies. Only the Big Ten owns Pop-Tarts
Big
trophies.
12.
Big
12.
Sorry, Big 12. Sorry.
Do not give the Big Ten that. The Big Ten has enough.
No, I'm sorry. Big 12 is what I meant. I do want to go back to something we talked about just a minute ago. Sorry. Miami fans really quickly. Wait, what's going on, Beth? Are we okay?
No,
I'm torturing Jordan.
Because he can't get his camera to focus. We got to torture him.
Oh, got it. So really quickly, Miami fans. Melanie asked me on the way in, or at some point yesterday, who are you pulling for? And I was like, I don't think I really care, honestly. I was like, it's gonna be fun to see Cam Ward play in person. And then we got into the stadium, and we were near a number of Miami fans. And I don't know, has anyone else ever been to a game where Miami fans are besides me?
Oh yes.
I am from the old Big East many times. My mom is from Miami, growing up.
Their fans.
So Commish has Miami fans here attached to the fans.
Their fans love to yell, and I thought it was just Florida State because we're rivals. When people say you learn new bad slur, it's real. It's like their fans are so mean, y'all. I had forgotten about that, and we were standing near a fan who was yelling really unkind things to all of the Iowa State band members. Like really, and I
This
like
man,
I
by
was
the
just-
way, was like 50 years old. Like he
Of
was
course
Yeah.
not some
That's
young
Yeah.
kid. And he was heckling nonstop. The color
And I
guard
was like,
girls, the
Of
band
course he was like
folks.
50 years old.
Yeah.
Yes,
It was
that
bad.
means he remembers when Miami was good.
Ugh, it's true.
But let's all admit, they never go there. They didn't actually go to the University of Miami, but they're just fans.
A lot of them did not. In that moment, I was like, nope, never mind. I forgot how much I don't like their fans. And this proves that they're not just mean to Florida State, they're mean to everyone. Like he was really unkind. It was bad. The things he was yelling were really bad. It was really bad. I hated it for the Iowa State band members. Anyways. So yeah, Miami fans, the
As a band member,
worst.
you get used to this shit. As a band member, you get used to that shit.
This is very true.
I know. It was just still very unkind. Yelling things about their families. It was very unkind.
Let's rewind back in time a bit because
They didn't yell about the tap water because they didn't want to start a fight.
that is true.
That's true.
We started with some worry that okay, maybe bowl season was going to get, I don't know, maybe it was going to be a little chalky because Myrtle Beach Bowl. Rewind your head, folks. You remember when this was?
That's all right. I mean, look,
This was a 10 a.m. Central kick.
I want to go back in time.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Let's go back in time.
I just said that. Thank you.
Pitt Girl, say the line.
Linear time was a mistake.
Thank you. We needed to wash out all of the horrible discourse out of our mouths after the first round of the college football playoffs. So what did we do? We dressed like Santa Claus and we cracked open a fucking beer because it was time for the Myrtle Beach Bowl, bitches. Hell yeah.
Woo!
Woo!
Announcers were wearing their finest Myrtle Beach swag that you can't buy at the fucking Myrtle Beach Bowl.
No. Airbrush
yeah.
shirts everywhere.
Bowl games, get better merch.
Come on, Myrtle
We gotta
Beach
do
Bowl.
this.
You can hire the local like airbrush people next to the Captain's restaurant and then that other Captain's restaurant. Captain's
Airbrush
George
Mafia.
and stuff. Yeah.
This started, what was a theme was what happened at the pre-bowl activities that made these two teams hate each other so much? Because UTSA and Coastal came out swinging at each other and did not stop for 60 minutes. And I don't know what caused it, but something did. They were unhappy.
It had to be miniature golf.
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
think so?
You know, it had to be
foaling.
Miniature golf.
They have foaling out there.
What's foaling? I'm sorry. I probably should know what that is, but I don't.
No, you shouldn't. It's something they made up. It's bowling plus football, but you have to spell it F-O with a line over it.
Oh.
W-L-I-N-G.
I was
Okay.
hoping it was bowling plus horses, but oh well.
Yeah, see, I was thinking that this is like the calving corner at the farm show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, this is the thing I've been
No.
mad at. This is the thing I've been big mad at for a while now.
Okay.
It looks like fouling,
Yeah.
and I keep wanting to say it fouling, but on the official merchandise they put the little O over the little line over the O. Make sure you know it's a long O. It's foaling. Anyways, this game was like a beatdown. UTSA was out big and just held them down at one point. This was super penalized too. Also, not the first time that happened this weekend.
No.
Mini games with mini penalties
And fights. Yes.
and fights.
Mhm.
Yes.
Mhm.
So fighty.
Very
And
fighting.
you figure, right? Oh, clearly Coastal and UTSA, they've played back in like FCS maybe. This is like a big old rivalry. Nah, man. Both of these programs are basically brand new. Like 10 years old tops, and they've never played before. So this was
And
just
people claim that these kids don't care anymore. That is not true.
Mhm.
They care.
They care.
maybe it was axe throwing. That feels like a Myrtle Beach thing.
Definitely.
It was kind of dangerous for a bowl game, but okay.
Did I tell you the axe throwing place near me actually doesn't have a rule about maximum drinks?
That seems unsafe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Texas.
I don't
baby.
understand how they get to sell alcohol at an axe throwing place, but they do. They all do.
I mean, that's
Usually-
their whole
usually
business
there's a
model.
limit. Yeah.
Get
I
drunk
mean-
and throw axes. Okay. Sounds good to
The
me.
state park that I visit every year in West Virginia has a little axe throwing area, and all you have to do is walk in with $1 and you can be throwing axes. You can be drinking right outside of it. They don't care.
Then we roll over to that same day, the Potato Bowl. We go up. We were on the teal turf. We're now on the blue turf in Boise. And ladies and gentlemen, we were introduced to my favorite team ever, the Fresno State Bulldogs.
The
Bulldogs.
Bulldogs.
Yes.
The BULLDONGs was really funny.
Sorry.
Oh, yes,
It's
Ken.
especially funny because this is the kind of mistake that you would expect to show up once and for the person responsible for the ticker to go, oh, fuck, I gotta fix that. No, it
It's
was like
the
that for
first
most
half.
of the game.
The first half, at least the first half. They didn't fix it over, and like there was 2 articles.
I want to believe that this person was just trying to give us a gift.
I would
Like,
think
here
so.
you go. Merry Christmas, committee.
Like I
There's
just
probably
went,
a
and then I left.
listener, I bet.
BULLDONGs. Enjoy.
They left it up there as long as they could. It was there. It was in. The best part was it was clearly from, the way these things work is you fill in the name one place, right? And it just propagates everywhere.
Yeah.
And it just felt like they couldn't find where that place was. Not fast enough. So even in the little like flash it up, the thing mechanically unlocks and it gives you the name of the logo on the graphic. BULLDONGs.
BULLDONGs everywhere. I mean, we got put in listicles from the Huff Post because of the BULLDONGs in our tweets about.
Hold up, got to get my resume out. Published in HuffPo. Got it.
The Huffington Post. BULLDONGs.
BULLDONGs
New York-
journalism.
What is that account that says like the first time the word appears in the New York Times?
Oh yes.
And then just tweets, and then I was just waiting for that one to pop up and just say BULLDONGs.
BULLDONGs.
Hey, my dog loves eating bulldog, okay? We call it pizzle in this house, but that's fine. Bully sticks.
This just it not showing up in the New York Times like new word thing means that the Athletic doesn't really take this game seriously.
How dare they not take the Potato Bowl seriously? Spuddy Buddy.
How dare they?
Yeah, how can you not take Spuddy Buddy seriously? He has
Spuddy
a very
Buddy
serious face.
Was hoisted onto the shoulders of the winning team.
Last year he got dropped.
Yes, by Georgia State. This year,
not dropped.
This year, not dropped. NIU wins in double overtime, and we go, "Oh my god, it was a double overtime game! That's amazing! Wow, that could, man, it was 2 days before Christmas. We got a double overtime game. It was amazing. We'll get to the rest of that. Commish, we've been following Coach Hammock, the real name of the NIU coach, all year long.
Coach Thomas Hammock, yes.
We've been following all year long since his win over at
Notre Dame,
and he's been super good on Twitter and always inspirational things. Commish, what did he quote? What was he quoted saying?
After he got the fry dump on him, which was, if you look at the photo of the fry dump, it's probably one of the best, if not the best fry dump I've ever seen. You can't even see the top half of the coach because Coach Hammock is just completely covered in fries. Like he's more fry than man at this point. He's like
fries also look very crispy, which I approve of.
He looks like half Spuddy Buddy at this point.
He's more potato than man.
More potato than man. And they interview him after the game. Is like, what was the best part about the fry dump? And he just goes, "This was the best dump of his career."
Yep,
the biggest dump of his career, I believe he said. And he got clowned on by like SBP, Stanford Steve was clowning. They just couldn't stop laughing, and he just owned it and just tweeted through it. It was just like he just kept doing like I can't believe I said that. I mean, it was incredible. And like you win a double overtime game, you get fries dumped on you. You celebrate, big win for the NIU program, and it's the best. It's the
biggest dump of my life.
The best dump of my career. That was the best dump. That was the best dump of my career. And so,
I mean, it was going to end that way when you start with BULLDONGs.
You go to
the
BULLDONG to the dump, and I mean it's the Potato Bowl was magical. Double OT, and you busted out trick plays in OTs, both OTs.
Yeah, they did.
Like they saved them all. I was like, okay, fine, we're in OT. Fuck it, nothing but trick plays. It was great.
This was also an issue of the fried up not getting released on TV.
Yeah, they didn't put it on TV. They didn't put it on like ESPN3 like they did with the Pop-Tarts thing. They missed it. They didn't show it. Like there's like the quarterback for NIU like biting into like a raw potato. There's nothing like that. But then we had to wait for the Potato Bowl account, and they posted like a cinematic recap. And I was like, thank the Lord, we still got the fry dump. Like that's something we need. I don't know why ESPN cut away, or it makes me think that maybe the bowl game was like no, we'll just send it to social media and we'll try to blow up our bowl account for this tweet, and then we'll tweet again.
I think there was a basketball game going on right afterwards or something like that, or maybe it was NFL.
Yeah.
I can't remember which.
Something. Oh, no, this was
like
the Monday Night
trophy
Football.
presentations
that's right.
moved to ESPN3 and stuff like that is very weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Mateo Bowl happened. That was Christmas Eve.
Yes.
We roll forward to our
Craziest, most exciting bowl ever.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It was wild. It went to 2 overtimes.
Nuts.
Okay. Hawaii Christmas Eve. South Florida, San Jose State. We get the longest bowl game in FBS history.
Did it.
We did it.
We did it. The longest bowl game in FBS history. We did it.
I was sleep deprived on Christmas Day because of it. So I can say, yep, it was done.
I'm trying to wrap presents, but the game's going into overtime. Double overtime, triple overtime.
Kids not believing in Santa because their presents weren't wrapped properly because parents were up.
Triple overtime.
This was, again, an amazing game. Goes to 5 OTs. This one, I always hate it when it goes into... First off, I think we shouldn't count multiple OTs like this as like 5 OTs because I feel like that cheapens how they used to be.
Yeah, true.
Also, I do believe that you should only get 1 timeout for every like 3 OTs.
Oh my God! Yes.
Conversion starts.
NCAA, please change this and also launch Kirby Smart into the fucking sun.
Yes,
this is so annoying.
Yes, agreed.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think once you get to the 2-point conversion thing, like starting at the 3rd OT, you get 1 OT. I mean, 1 timeout until you make it to the 6th OT. Then you get a refresher timeout if necessary.
It's too much. It's absolutely too much.
You should let us decide if what you did warrants getting another timeout. We will decide whether or not we are willing to award you one.
Mm-hmm. Live voting.
No timeouts. It's just 2-point conversion plays. Go for it. I mean, you get a timeout per each play.
Yeah, it's not like I wonder what the next situation is going to be. Guess what? It's a 2-point conversion.
It makes them burn through their 2-point conversions twice as fast, basically. And so you just run out of plays. They already don't have a ton of those.
No.
And they're burning through them twice as fast. So all of a sudden you're just calling like, I don't fucking know.
Great point.
So this is the longest bowl game in history.
Ever.
Five overtime.
We'll never see this again.
We'll never see it again. Never happen.
We have Christmas. And then on the 26th, we wake up for the game above Sports Bowl.
Yeah. Arthur, you were there, right?
And Pitt and Toledo have a game.
Did you get your merch yet? You should get merch.
Why would I do that?
Arthur, did you have fun at this?
If I can own a hat from 6 different losing Gator Bowls, you can own something from this shirt.
Okay, that's fair, but also I feel like I'm gonna go look and see what the merch for the Game Above Sports Bowl looks like.
Right.
Okay.
Please hold.
I mean, I can tell you what it was at the game. They had the game logo, and then they had like team specific ones as well, with like the same logo, but like it would just say like
the lame ones.
Toledo. That was the merch. You could get a T-shirt. You could get a hoodie.
Lame.
Beth, I have an important question. I need to go back to for a moment. You've been to several Gator Bowls, I'm assuming, when West Virginia is there.
Yes.
And I can't remember if we've already talked about this, but I was at Bobby Bowden's last game that he coached, which was the Gator Bowl against West Virginia.
Me too!
Okay, I was just going to say, were we at the same game? My whole family was there.
Yeah, when we finally
when
we finally won a Gator Bowl, which was the last Gator Bowl that we will ever go to because RIP the Gator Bowl, I couldn't go to that one. I would do all the other ones.
I thought it was still called the Gator Bowl, is it not?
I don't think
it
so.
is.
Oh, it is. Okay.
I think it is. Yeah.
It's now the Tax Slayer Gator Bowl, something like that. They call it.
They kept
it's
Gator,
the Toyota Gator Bowl forever. I have all kinds of hats that say so.
I still also call it Alltel Stadium, and it's changed names so many times.
Beth, how will you slay your taxes?
My taxes will slay me, I suppose.
She's a freelancer. She can't. Her taxes slay her all the time.
That's true. Oh no, another 1099.
Oh no. So yeah,
this is the same game.
This all of a sudden becomes the longest game in history in the sports history. Also, we end up with, I believe, a total of like 20-ish unsportsmanlike conduct penalties.
This game, you're like
I don't think I
skipping
realized there were that
over
many.
some
That's
of
a lot.
Go.
You've like fast forwarded
Do your Pitt
past
thing. Go.
the things about this game.
Go ahead.
Number one, this game, the score for the entire first quarter of this game was 6-2 because Toledo went right down the field and scored, and then the extra Pitt blocked the extra point and ran it back for technically not a safety.
Yep.
Yes,
Number one.
that's one.
I personally had an enormous emotional swing watching that because I was like, Toledo went right down the field and I was like, oh God, we're gonna get our asses beat by Toledo, aren't we? And then that happened and I was like, no, this is just gonna be stupid. And then it was stupid.
Oh God,
It was
embrace
so
the stupidity
stupid.
of bowl season. Just, I mean, don't let the season your season get ruined by bowls. Just like embrace the stupidity.
Embrace
this,
the dumb.
This game had a lot of dumb.
So much dumb. Yes,
lot.
there were many unsportsmanlike conduct penalties in this game because Pitt and Toledo were super fighty with each other.
Yes.
Why? I don't know.
No,
This
I
was
mean, it makes
stolen.
sense.
They came out of one tunnel and hated each other ever since.
I mean, like, no, it makes sense. Like, I feel like Toledo, right? Like, that's a MAC team. Like, you know, they're going to get up to play a team from a power conference. You know that they're going to be feisty. They're going to be excited about that. Like,
I mean,
it didn't really surprise me at all. Like, I never really saw like Pitt had a lot of fight in them, but like Toledo, they definitely did. I mean, when this game ended, right? Because I guess we'll talk about it, right? How there were like a couple.
Which ending?
This was
I
Return of
mean-
the Kings.
Yeah. It's
This
like one
was
of
Clue the movie.
it's like
a few
like
endings.
one of those like bad movies or something where you think like, oh, like they're dead, and then like nope, they keep coming back, like that kind of thing. But like every single time, like the whole Toledo like side, they ran not to like midfield to celebrate. Like they were all running, trying to run like clear across the field to the Pitt bench. Like you saw like they made the run like 3 times, and every time like they were running out, and their coaches were trying to like out sprint them to like get in between. But like, yeah, man, like if you're a MAC school and you're playing, like a power conference team, then that's
Also, do you think
something you're gonna
they're
get up.
from similar areas like Toledo, Pitt? Do you think there's a lot of kids who maybe I
some
don't know.
crossover? Not too much.
No, I
Not too
don't
much.
think so.
No?
Not
Okay.
too much.
Most
So
of the
just
Pitt
an
student
action.
body there are a lot of Pitt students who are from outside Philly. I did not, when I was in school, I didn't know that many kids who were from Ohio.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's not. Yeah, like Pitt is a school that looks east. It doesn't look west. So
Got it.
Yeah,
So what you're saying is no one likes anyone from Ohio.
I mean,
Yes.
yes.
Except that
we
Sickles
met
Committee
two-
fan we met last
met-
night.
yeah. We met actually 2 really nice. It was one really nice Ohio State fan. He was very nice.
Mhm.
Wow.
So nice.
They
And he
exist.
apologized for
Was the
all the
Sickles
rest
Committee-
of the Ohio State fans.
He did. He did.
You found one. I'm so proud of you.
It's nice.
Mostly because Melanie and I were like, "Oh, you must be the only nice Ohio State fan there is." He was really nice, though. He was really, really nice. Sorry, continue.
Beth.
So about like teams getting in fights because they all came out of the same tunnel. It feels like this is the year of like football players don't know how to share a door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that a thing prior to this season? And I just
There was the Michigan State one a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say Michigan State.
Okay.
A couple years ago.
Yeah, I mean,
there
I
was-
feel like we had a lot of fights midfield on rivalry, which obviously y'all talked about the midfield fights on
Mhm.
rivalry weekend.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That felt like it was just feisty in general, which I don't know. I feel like
I want
Everybody
It's
a lot
happened
of these
before.
kids went through COVID. I'm like wondering maybe they just they
Yeah.
were so
The
separated.
feral COVID
during
children
top-
have descended.
Exactly. Yes, Beth. You get
Open
it.
the schools back up. Open the schools.
the schools back up.
I swear to fucking God.
Open
Open the schools back up, Beth.
Stop having them be closed.
This ends up being so fighty. And again, I want to say they did go foaling. I know
Oh.
for a fact these teams went foaling in Detroit.
Oh my
So
God.
this
It's it.
might have been a foaling battle here.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So talking about what occurred in this game,
Yeah.
Pitt started their third or fourth string quarterback, David Lynch, not that one, who had seen very little playing time. And then and he was fine, but he stood like a rock and took several bad sacks and also threw a pick six. And they have this freshman who's from Penn Hills, right outside Pittsburgh, who's named Julian Duggar, no relation to the ones who are famous, who can run. And they put him in for like a third down package, and he gained a lot of yards, and then he disappeared. And then they realized in the second half that it would probably be better to put the quarterback who can run in the game.
A much better choice.
Yeah. Yes, and it did go better, even though he also threw a pick six. And yet, somehow we find ourselves in the fourth quarter, having to figure out what to do with 1 second left, tied with Toledo, and we're like on the 50 or some shit. But the thing is that Pitt has a really good kicker. And they had said earlier on the broadcast that Ben Saul's the really good kicker. Wanted, if he had the opportunity to kick a 66 plus yarder and break the record, he wanted to do that. Okay. I'm of the view this is a bowl game. It's dumb. Just let it be dumb. I think they should have sent him out there with 1 second left and let him kick the fucking moonshot rather than that half-assed Hail Mary there. And they absolutely should not have dragged Ben Sauls out there to kick a 19-yard field goal from the one in double overtime to then go to triple overtime with fucking Toledo.
Well, no, okay. It wasn't just that they kicked a field goal on, 4th and goal from, I don't even think it was the one. Like it was like inside.
It was the one.
It was the one.
Well, I mean, like inside the one. Yeah.
From the inches.
Yeah,
fourth and goal.
So because they had it, they got to third down there, and the third down play was the tight end throwing a pass to a lineman.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it almost worked.
It almost worked.
He was open. It just wasn't a great pass.
No.
Yeah, because he's a tight end. But my thing is, like, why would you, like, I would be okay with that if you were gonna go for it there, right? Like, I'd be okay with it. But like, really, like, that's your one shot from the goal line to punch it in?
Yeah.
Okay, but counterpoint, I thought it was very, very funny.
Damn.
Yeah,
it was funny.
Fair.
It was funny. Somebody in the Patreon Discord pinged me and asked how my heart rate was, and I didn't answer, in part because a friend of mine from college, who's originally from here, was around and had come by to see me, an obnoxiously Pitt boyfriend, and we were watching this game together. And honestly, I couldn't even be mad. I just embraced the dumb. We're just embracing the dumb here, folks. Embrace the dumb.
Yeah, I don't know if you and I have gotten to a healthier place with respect to our teams this year, or just a worse place in different letters.
I think it's a worse place in different letters, but I'm enjoying it.
All right, that's where I am.
Whenever I'm watching a game and someone does like a really dumb, like strategy-wise thing, right? Like, especially if it's really conservative, I am just like, you know what? Like, I hope you lose now, right? Like, so like as soon as Pitt was like, yep, we want triple overtime in a bowl game, like I was just like, no, like you guys, like, you don't want to win. You don't deserve that.
Well, and it's not only do we want triple overtime, because it's not the old overtime rules. It's we want to have to try and get the ball in on one try from the 3. Rather than in one try from.
We're not sure about that we can do. We've already said we're not sure we can do that. That's the coward shit. You're already basically showing your hand of like, oh, I don't think I can do that.
I did enjoy the multiple instances of Toledo thinking that they had won the game and Pitt going, actually not so fast.
This is like the fourth OT where They were like, they called him short, and then there was like a penalty, and then there wasn't a penalty.
The first one was the penalty in the
Okay.
end zone.
Yes.
Toledo had already rushed the field, then they had to unrush the field. Or
That's
not
right.
the fans, but the players had already rushed the field, and then they had to unrush the field. And then we do it again, and then Julian Duggar, gets in, and just I thought he didn't have it, and then you see it on replay, and you can see he just barely broke the plane before his knees go down.
Yep. That was the fourth OT, I believe.
Yes.
If I got my OTs wrong, I'm sorry. There were just so many of them.
There were too many. It was so many.
So many of the overtime.
It was long enough that I put a beer in the freezer for my friend at like the end of regulation, and I think we cracked it at overtime 3, and it was nice and cold.
So the funny thing for me is like my wife was like, I said, hey, I'll start cooking dinner. I'll start cooking dinner when this game ends. And when Narduzzi did the thing from the one, I started cooking dinner. I was like, I'm not gonna do this when the game ends. Narduzzi doesn't want me to
eat.
He didn't want me to eat, and I'm like, okay, fine.
He's nagging me.
Start cooking. I was done by the time the OT was done.
Well, let me tell you though, like the thing that sucks about being in person at something like this is like, and especially for this bowl game, they shut down the concession stands. I don't know exactly when. They were definitely still open like for halftime, and like then I was in my seat for a while, so I don't know the exact time. But like by the fourth quarter,
usually,
by the fourth quarter, like they're closing everything up. They're shutting everything down, and then this game goes on for like more than an hour longer, and it's like, it doesn't matter how long this game goes on, like it, there's no more food here, no more beverages here.
It's the Ford Field lock-in.
Yeah, it's like I'm just like, man, like I'm hungry. Like I hadn't eaten a lot during the game because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get dinner. But like now it's dinner time, and like these two goddamn football teams are keeping me here.
I just want to end on this note, which thank you for the Game Above Sports Bowl for setting the longest FBS game in back-to-back games, which is fun. We had 13 combined OTs in 3 bowl games in a row, which was great. A sad note for Pitt this year. There's 2 FBS teams to end on a 6-game losing streak, including a bowl. Cole Kublik did misspell this tweet, which is sin-including. But it is 2018 South Florida and 2024 Pitt. So the Jordan jinx, we hope, resets.
Yeah, Jordan, can you lift whatever curse you've put on us, please? Have we not suffered enough?
7-0 at SMU.
I'm personally...
Maybe it was a kidney stone.
I'm personally going to blame this, though.
Passed it. He had to pay the Pitt
Pitt has not won since they hired their new athletic director formally.
Oh, my God.
That's the jinx. I'm like 7-0. Then it's like, oh, we got to hire a new athletic director. No good.
All right.
Okay, folks. As always, check out our Instagram, Linktree, and Blue Sky profiles for various discounts. Our food drive is going to be done on the 31st, although I have a feeling we might extend it to the 1st, giving people some New Year's Days quarterfinals to finish up on that. Right now, we've got over $7,500, which is great. We're going to get towards 10,000, which is what we want to break this year.
Who are we raising money for, Jordan?
The second harvest of Big Bend, which helps with food insecurity in the Tallahassee, Florida area. Check out our Patreon and our Discord. $5 a month. Get access to our Discord where you can talk to us about various different things and all of our fun off-season projects as well that we're starting up. Our merch store, sickoscommittee.org. Our YouTube, our Instagram, our Twitch, our Substack with our Sicko Bowls previews. Shout out to Message Board Geniuses Podcast. They go to places we refuse to go. And as always, Home Field Apparel for the softest, comfiest collegiate apparel. I'm wearing my favorite Sick Pants, which are my 2-lane joggers. Beth, what do you got?
Boise State.
Boise State. Commish, you got Montana State. Arthur, Evergreen State. Perfect. So check out our link with them. Use offer code yes, yes, 3 ha's for 15% off your first order with them.
Woo.
Other bowl games, we won't talk about all these as in detail, but you're welcome to as we go through them here. Another overtime game Kansas State 44, Rutgers 41 at the guaranteed, not so guaranteed rate bowl.
No. The overtimes ended here.
Yes.
So
That's
did
right.
not go to OT.
They snuck past on this
snapped
one,
the
yes.
streak.
Yeah, this was a fixed rate bowl.
They snapped the streak like they snapped the yard marker at the very end, which snapped the overtime streak, which is.
When are we gonna get dick pills as a bowl game sponsor?
I was like, where are we going with this?
Where are we going with this?
As a bowl game sponsor, you know what I mean? Like, this would be perfect. Like, is your first down marker looking like this?
Arthur, I just need you to go back and clip Jordan asking, when are we going to get dick pills? Silence. Please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have Hector make a video of that and then just have an extended silence.
Hey, but if I do that, Beth, I'm going to need you to be on the slide whistle for me there because I need some.
I
don't have a slide whistle. I should change that. I need to get a slide whistle.
The
Commish, can I expense a slide whistle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the money is for.
That's what the money is for. Slide whistles.
I have a question.
Yes.
Does the Myrtle Beach Bowl have an actual sponsor? Do we know?
No, they do not.
Oh, that could be one.
The Myrtle Beach.
There's our marriage made in heaven.
Yes.
The Myrtle Beach Bowl.
Hymns.
I mean, Hooters is like, isn't Hooters headquartered there? Like, this makes sense, guys.
I think.
The Hooters Myrtle Beach Bowl for men.
Hooters is based out of Atlanta, but they were founded in Clearwater.
So I posted the thing at the end.
Never mind. Okay.
The first down, marker breaking, which the ball is clearly it's a first down, and so and like Shiano's like measurement because if we didn't stop them, then they lose the game. So he basically eggs the referees on to like go get. I need to see this measurement, and so basically the ball's like at least. Like a half yard past the first down.
It's way past. Not even close.
So the ref is really trying to pull this first down marker like really hard.
Which he
does. And
man, are you having to pull your first down marker harder than usual? Who's Hims?
So I posted the video of this on Instagram.
Listeners, they're laughing. They're just choosing not to laugh out loud. Just so you know, my jokes are hitting. They're just refusing to laugh out loud to incentivize this behavior. And I'll let you know it's not going to stop me.
Don't let Jordan lie to you, listener.
So we had a couple of Instagram.
There to be an edit of this entire podcast that's just Jordan talking in silence. It's just his audio.
It's Garfield minus Garfield
without Garfield.
Sorry.
Jordan minus the committee. Yeah. Okay. So back to the first down marker thing. So there's a couple of comments that are on the Instagram reel that we have, which is fun. Follow our Instagram. We've angered Penn State fans with our recent video.
They can stay mad.
Penn State fans, you can die mad.
That's right. So when they saw the first down marker go flaccid, somebody commented, "I was just nervous."
Uh-huh.
I was just nervous. Then another commenter said, "I swear this never happens."
They always say.
And then somebody said, "This is why the video is sponsored by Blue Chews."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "There it is."
Maybe usually it's 10 yards. I promise.
That's excessive.
Is excessive.
Yeah.
Me in general, or that length. Yes.
Where are we going?
Both.
My dad listens to this podcast, so I'm just going to leave it at that.
Fine. Okay, we drive on.
Rutgers was up 34-17. K-State comes back, big win. There were K-State fans just distraught. It was like, we cannot lose to Rutgers. And they didn't. So way to come back and win that one.
You guys do know why K-State won, though, right?
Why?
It's because Strawberry is their guardian angel, Zombie Strawberry. They won and consumed Strawberry last year. So, of course, they were going to win this bowl game.
The power of Strawberry flows through them.
Correct.
And the glory of Strawberry shines round about them.
What if Iowa State wins the playoff next year? What if they win the national championship?
Oh my God.
The power of Cinnamon Roll flows through them, and the glory of Cinnamon Roll shines round about them.
The Pop-Tart
other teams are sore afraid.
Okay, well, we got to figure out what happens because they play each other in Ireland next year, and Farmageddon to open the season.
Pop-Tart Farmageddon.
Oh my
No
God.
way.
The
Yes.
European mind is not built to
We
Who's
comprehend
the more
graphic-
powerful god?
Farmageddon.
We
Strawberry
gotta
or
put both
cinnamon
of
roll?
the dead Pop-Tarts like in
Yeah.
a graphic for this. Yes.
This is the
Yeah.
Iliad. It's the gods picking war amongst the mortals.
Yes.
Okay,
Someone make a
Clash of
graphic
the
about
Tit-
that, yeah.
Clash of the Titans reboot, but all Pop-Tarts.
hmm
Can we
Oops,
just
all
have it
Pop-Tarts.
like
Pacific
We-
Rim, but Pop-Tarts. Like, we
okay?
just get
I was
Pop-Tart
just thinking like
kaiju.
Godzilla
You know how
versus
sad I am
whatever.
that like the universe decided that we needed the Pop-Tarts Bowl, but like 30 years after the claymation boom.
Yeah.
If only.
This would have been so good as claymation.
Gumby would've
Aardman
been there.
animation Pop-Tarts.
The Rankin Bass universe needs more Pop-Tarts in it.
hmm Agreed. Surprised there wasn't a commercial back in the
We can
60s
do
with
that.
us.
Pop-Tarts Christmas special.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
We had the 68 ventures, but this bowl ain't one of them game. Arkansas State wins this one 38-31 over Bowling Green.
I'm gonna say something right now.
Yeah.
Anytime there's something in Mobile, there's a Mardi Gras ad, and it makes me irrationally angry as a New
Yeah, I was wondering
Orleanian.
about that.
I'm furious.
Why would
Every
that make
time
you
there's,
mad,
like-
Commish? That like the home of Mardi Gras would have a Mardi Gras commercial.
Yeah.
The original Mardi Gras was in Mobile, I believe.
That's correct.
Mobile.
So I mean, just
Mobile.
the one thing I was just like, hey,
Mobile.
Mobile, Mobile, but
It's Italian.
Cafe or
Hey.
Mobile. No, but Mobile was part of Louisiana when this happened. Like when it
Oh,
first
so it's-
happened,
so your argument's colonialism. Got it.
Oh!
Okay.
No. Okay, so what you're telling me is Mobile is Louisiana's Delaware.
That's it. We have to reclaim Mobile.
You've
All
got
right.
a friend in Big Louisiana.
We got it. I
Okay,
mean,
you
look,
know
we're
what?
gonna take that
Oh.
Gulf back. We're taking it all the way to Destin, baby.
I trust Delaware to not come fight at Pennsylvania about this. I don't necessarily trust Alabama and Mississippi and Florida to take this one laying down as much.
That seems like Louisiana's problem to me.
Mhm.
I will be focusing on Big Pennsylvania.
We're just gonna call
Personally.
this Long Louisiana.
Long Louisiana.
That's
Got
all.
it.
Louisiana.
Oh God,
That's also excessive.
I'm not referring back to the
Yes,
first
you
down
are.
markers. I'm stopping.
Harold Fannin
Long
Jr.
Louisiana. For men.
I typed in Long Louisiana and it's Huey
Long,
P.
Long
Long.
Louisiana's for the girls, I think.
No, do not type that into your internet browser. Do not.
Huey P. Long, Louisiana.
This has gone off the rails.
This is our podcast. Welcome.
Bowling
I know,
Green's
it's true.
Harold Fannin Jr. Their tight end ends with 17 catches, 213 yards, and a touchdown. He's so goddamn good, guys.
Yeah.
So
very
much,
good.
so much of a fun player.
Yeah.
Of course, Bowling Green did manage to also miss 3 field goals.
Yeah. I mean,
It was not a great game for either team. Let's be real honest here.
it was great for Arkansas State.
I mean, we don't count them though. We've been over this.
I
This is an
I
anti-Arkansas
can't be happy for them. Go to hell. Sorry.
on Friday
The
morning.
apology was my favorite part of that.
I'm driving
Jonesboro,
to
you're
Fort
fine.
Worth. I'm driving to Fort Worth on Friday morning, and all of a sudden, I got a pain in my side, and I have to pull over to the side of the road to stop that. I was going to Fort Worth to go watch a bowl game.
The series of messages that we got in the group chat while this was occurring was very concerning, both because of the text itself and because I was concerned that you may have been texting and driving while it was happening.
Big same.
I was not. For
Good,
most of it,
don't.
For most of it, I was not doing that.
Most of it.
Were you trying to basically create a fossil record by the end of that, just in case you like ran aground and we needed to come find you?
So, Beth, I don't know if you know this, but you still have my location track.
Oh,
on
I
your
know.
phone. Okay.
I was
Beth and I shared locations like back in Pittsburgh, and she still has mine tracked, and I still have hers tracked. And I just never forgot to turn it off. It was no big deal. I was like, okay, at least Beth has it. So if I go silent, she'll know where I am at least. That was the exact thought I was having.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, I'm like, how fast can I be there? I feel like it's going to take a while. I should probably call an ambulance or something.
It was horrific, but I ended up at the ER, and I have to tell everyone, like, I'm laying on the floor of the ER in pain. I hurt so much. And they understood it. Once I figured out what I had, like, they totally got it. But I was like, I was supposed to be at the Armed Forces Bowl today. And they were like, there's football in Fort Worth? It was Navy in Oklahoma. Oh, well, you're going to miss that. No, I was not in good mood.
Katie, you're muted.
I just was making a joke that being in the ER with a kidney stone might be less painful than the arm services. It's not true. I'm making a bad joke. Bad joke.
I missed Blake Horvath with the longest play in Navy history, 95-yard TD.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get 4F'd out of the Armed Forces Bowl, and it's just the medical examiner did their job.
Yeah.
Apparently so. I was just so sad.
Stop lying about your age.
Say yeah.
Did you want a Purple Heart for this one?
I feel like I did get hurt in service to my country. Can I get one? They sell those extras from World War II left over.
Oh, don't use Patreon money for that, man.
No, legit.
That's what the money is for.
Commish, this is legit. Like,
it's not stolen valor; it's purchased valor.
Okay.
That still exist were made.
Valor indulgences
were made in case the U.S. invaded Japan at the end of World War II. They made so many of them; we've not had to make new ones since.
Oh, okay, all right.
Like, there's still all the Purple Hearts that are still sitting around to give to people. Those are also from World War II.
This is the most bonkers army surplus store.
Yeah, this is like
you could reach in and get a handful of them. Pretty sure.
It's like a Purple Heart bin.
Navy wins this one 21-20, beats Oklahoma. Oklahoma goes up 14-0, and all of a sudden Navy just comes crawling back, doing their thing.
Yeah, I was worried when it was 14-0. I'm like, oh God, poor Navy. And then Navy was like, oh, they righted the ship. And I don't know where they got this, but they started to dominate Oklahoma. A big shout out to OU for not like settling for OT, like going for the win.
They went for it and didn't get it.
Brent Venables on his sword. OU fans distraught because they have a losing record again. And so
I think you should not count bowls against losing records. I think whenever you are at the end of your season, that's what you count. So Oklahoma to me is a 6-6 this year.
And then, like, is it like a separate thing? Like
wait,
like 0-1. Like
so
bowl,
only
like
if it's gonna make you a losing team. But if it's gonna,
I think that whatever you're at the end of your 12 games or 13 games, your regular season, I feel like that's your record for the year. Like in my mental.
As a Florida State fan, I agree.
Well, with
that's why I wanted to know.
Well, I mean, like with all the crazy transfer portal.
I mean, 2-10 is 2-10, Katie.
No, last year. I'm not counting this year.
I remember that one. I just remember 2-10.
And then they got destroyed by Georgia.
Yeah, we don't count that.
That Orange Bowl didn't happen.
Yeah.
But then now it's like
we didn't have half our team.
Oh, they matter.
I mean, they
only if you
don't
win.
Mostly anyway. So just embrace the dumb.
Embrace the dumb. Take whatever narrative you want out of that for your team that makes a bowl game. Take whatever makes you feel good.
You know who has a great narrative coming out of that bowl game? Fucking Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt 35, Georgia Tech 27.
Yeah.
And you know what?
What a banger. What a banger this game was.
God, it was awesome.
Oh my God.
Weather delays, fights. Like, you would have thought Georgia Tech was back in the SEC the way they were scrapping.
This clip, this
but they're
screen
not,
grab
they're
you
the
have.
fifth ACC team to lose a bowl game.
Yeah.
The ACC is not showing themselves well. But yeah, go ahead, Pitt Girl.
We are not. The clip that you have, the screen grab that you have of Brent Key about to murder a ref with not a get back coach, but a get back player.
Yes.
Is maybe one of my favorite things this entire bowl season that's not associated with the Pop Tarts Bowl.
I tweeted, I was like, Brent Key, and then like maybe rightfully living on the sideline.
Have to use back players because of woke.
Mm-hmm.
And then ESPN titles their video the same
because
way.
of woke.
Now, Commish.
Yeah.
How should Georgia Tech feel about this narrative?
I'm not gonna let, like, once that happened and like just let that game go from there. Because once that happened, like there was some constant fights on like every single play, and then for some odd reason there were like offsetting penalties that probably shouldn't have been offsetting, and I mean, there was a wide receiver and a cornerback just like tackling each other on the play, and they were not involved in the play, and the refs were not throwing any flags whatsoever. If I'm Georgia Tech, it's a bummer to lose the Birmingham Booty trophy, but really, once that happened, once like Coach Key like went off, like the team kind of unraveled a little bit, and then they went down like 35-13. They did fight back to make it 35-27. And, there was like a weather delay, which technically that kind of counts as overtime. But I mean, I wouldn't let this one go. This one just kind of got off the rails. I would not like let this bowl game loss like linger. I would not let it sour your season. It's a great season. And I mean, you got like your coach. I think you got your coach, man. I don't think, if they keeps recruiting and coaching, like you got your team, you got your coach.
Arkansas beats Texas Tech at the Liberty Bowl. Arkansas comes in hot, but Texas Tech climbs back about halfway through, gets ahead. Yeah.
So Arkansas had 9 plays for 260 yards to start the game, and they were up 21-3.
It felt like she's gonna be a murder.
It was like, oh my God, Arkansas is going to kill them. But then, like, Arkansas did classic Arkansas fashion, and they blew their 21-3 lead, like, almost immediately in the next quarter. It's 21-19 at halftime. Arkansas got their things together in the second half, and they pulled away. But, there is some controversial things that came out of this game involving a player stepping on another player. Not going to address it. That's not our lane, but I'm sure that will be handled appropriately. I would hope so, at least.
Holiday Bowl, Syracuse 52, Wazoo 35. Wazoo was down a whole bunch of players and a head coach and a quarterback, but they hung here.
I watched like most of the first half of this game, and it was close. I was just sleepy and needed to go to bed. So
it was great. I mean, Wazoo. Props to Wazoo for fighting. I mean, it was a 21-21 game, 28-21.
They didn't throw punches, I don't think. When you say fight, be very clear about what we're talking about. Because
this was not a scrap. There was no scrapping.
Looking at you, Military Bowl.
They're undermanned.
We'll get there.
They were undermanned. They lost their coach. They lost their quarterback. Supposedly 32 players transferred out, and they still played the bowl game. And I will just say this: props to them playing with all of that. So I'm proud of Wazoo, who apparently just hired a new coach. Maybe
they did. They just picked up South Dakota State's head coach.
Yeah, so they got South Dakota State's FCS winning head coach moving to Pullman.
Also, their quarterback Mark Gronowski is in the portal as well.
So he may. Oh my God.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh man, if he turns up the Pullman, that's perfect Wazoo QB right there. So. Yeah, I honestly, props to Wazoo for playing and like putting up a really good game against Q's. Q's scored their most points ever in a bowl game in their history with 52. So shout out to them. Also, Beth. I'm sorry. There was one play that the Wazoo QB was going for it on like 4th and 2, and he tried to run up the middle, and then like 3 Syracuse players like picked him up and like held him and carried him back 10 yards. Like it was so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I just imagined him as a very like an angry toddler, just going, "Put me down, put me down,"
just smacking the back of their heads.
Yes,
put me down.
That hits too close to home right now.
This, however, was the ACC's only bowl win so far.
Yeah.
And
congratulations, Bodie.
Syracuse's head coach Fran Brown does not get showered by Egg Nog because he's allergic.
Yay!
So instead, they're supposed to dump it on Dan Villari.
Yeah. He signed an NIL deal. Dan the man Villari, who was our tight end last year that was rushing the ball when Syracuse was without a quarterback. He was the quarterback. He was the tight end. And so he's like hurt. He has like his arm in a sling, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna dump this guy. Like Dan's gonna get eggnog dumped on him. And so they bring out Joey Chestnut, which I don't know why Joey Chestnut's there. It doesn't make any sense. It's the Holiday
Wait,
Bowl.
like that Joey Chestnut?
Yeah,
That Joey Chestnut.
Aloysius Chestnut.
To hand off the tub of eggnog.
I can't
Now,
believe I'm searching for a Joey Chestnut eggnog record, but here we are.
I want to say this.
It's impressive.
If you're allergic, Beth, like you being allergic to eggs, right?
Yep.
If you touch like an egg,
I'll be itchy as all get out.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't be anywhere near this. Like
Okay,
him
so
throwing it like that, I'm like, oh no, never.
so it's like if it was like
I'd
maybe
look like I was going into like the storage facility for some terrible wasting disease.
okay.
Stay puffed marshmallow, Beth.
That's what I was trying to figure out, like how severe the egg allergy is for Fran Brown, because he.
But, I mean,
took
it's different
the
for
Gatorade
everybody,
thing.
but
So he took the Gatorade thing full of eggnog from Joey Chestnut, which Joey kind of said like, "Hey, which player do you want to dump it on?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, Dan is the one that's going to get it dumped on." But Fran Brown decided to turn around and throw it on his players right behind him instead. Like he was like, "I want to throw it on these." And it's like everybody surprised him. So Dan, I guess his NIL deal, he got paid NIL just to sit there and look handsome.
Yep.
With an arm
Like
in his
me. That's what I do.
Totally.
And then lastly, Texas A&M SC wins this one at the last minute. I tapped out. I was so tired and feeling so bad. Commish, you were asleep early that night too. Joey finished it for us.
Yeah, Joey finished this one for us. I tapped out when it was like 17-7 in the third quarter. I was like, this is boring. I was like, this one was
not as fun.
It was 7-7 at halftime, and like there was just nothing but punts, and I'm like, whatever. And then I guess as soon as I went to bed and Joey took over, they went nuts in Vegas because it was 17-7. The game finished 35-31 with USC winning on a last-second touchdown with 8 seconds remaining. Basically the exact same ending that they beat LSU earlier in Vegas this year. So, like, basically, this was Groundhog Day for USC. Like, they began their season in Vegas with a last-second touchdown with 8 seconds remaining to beat an SEC team, and then they win their bowl game in Vegas with a last-second touchdown with 8 seconds remaining to beat another SEC team. Whatever happened in between USC fans, you could probably forget that, I guess. Probably not.
Other games. We go to Saturday morning at the Fenway Bowl, also an early-ass game. UConn, you won a bowl game. You had 9 wins.
Yeah.
Not only did they win, they ran at least in the first quarter because I was running around doing errands for a lot of this game. But I checked Blue Sky, and at one point in the first quarter, they were running for like 7 yards a carry on UNC. Which
They were just beating that ass.
LOL.
They were beating that ass. UNC had a bad day. It was
We
not
love to see it.
That also, the Fenway grass completely torn up by about 4 plays in. That's always fun.
Yeah, I mean, like these baseball fields, like I love the novelty of the games being played in the baseball fields, but I was like, y'all got to make the turf better. Yeah, I mean that's what you just got to do. Like, I mean, you know, player safety is great. I love the novelty of like the Pinstripe Bowl. I love that, but like the fields have got to be better to play on. And that's just, you know, for player safety and whatnot. Still play them there. I love that. I love the novelty of it. Like the game in Chase Field between Rutgers and K-State. The field looked pretty good to me.
It was fine.
For that one.
It had a little bit of that like brushed over carpet look, but
I kind of feel like because like Chase Field has like a dome, they could like control the growth of the grass a little bit better.
No, but they don't. That's the problem. Like even out in Vegas, they make UNLV play on the shitty turf and let the Raiders play on real grass.
With that I would talk about Phoenix, but
well, I know, but like it isn't just because you're on like it's no guarantee that they're gonna like let you play on the nicer turf, even if they have it. And so out in Fenway, it looked like what they did was they laid down sod, right? I believe.
Yeah.
And you know, it's that same problem of the sod doesn't grow deep enough or doesn't whatever. I'm getting the
I mean, it's December in Boston. No matter what you do,
you're not going to get
like
good
shit.
like Bermuda grass. In
and
Boston.
so
Yeah.
Okay, then though, at the other baseball game that happens at the exact same time,
an hour delayed later.
An hour delayed, Nebraska beats Boston College, and they're having to squeegee Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
To get water in the drains.
Yes. It was nuts.
So this was lots of this. This game also was a 13-2er at a moment.
Yeah.
Because we had another extra point block returned for a touchdown.
It was great.
The second extra point block return for 2 points of bowl season.
So shout out to the Liberty Bowl also for having each team get a safety too. I forgot to mention.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Hey Beth.
Hey,
where has Dana Holgerson gone this year before he ended up getting hired at Nebraska as a play caller?
So he has been everywhere. I was actually sitting around and reading this to like the tune of Carmen Sandiego. It's like, he's been from London to Bordeaux, the French Riviera to Monaco and Paris and Napa and back. Also Malibu, Salt Lake City, Aspen, Charleston, Baja Mar, Atlantis, Jamaica, Puerto Vallarta, Cabo, Tulum, and Cancun.
Let's talk about Atlantis real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I know what Atlantis they're talking about, but that's not the one I'm thinking about. I'm thinking Dana Holgerson has discovered the Lost City.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was on the back of a Red Bull can.
He ain't telling nobody about it though. Like, I've been there. I ain't gonna tell you how to get there.
Because the table limits of that casino are so low.
He ain't gonna tell you. He's been sworn to
Can I ask a
secrecy.
question?
Yeah.
You just did.
How did
Damn.
I did, you're right. How did we get this list of places where he has been? I saw the list, but is this stuff that he just told us? Has
Yes.
someone been tracking his passport? Okay, he admitted to all
We're
this.
tracking him.
He shared location with Beth, just like Jordan did
Yeah.
on the trip to the hospital.
So I don't know if you thought I was kidding whenever I'm like, I want the Jeffy Family Circus single panel of Dana bopping everywhere, but I was in no way kidding. I want that very badly.
Yeah, so he admitted to all this in like an interview or something?
Apparently
It
so,
seems
yes.
that way. Or
I
maybe
mean-
he
Okay,
went to different places.
I need to read this
throw us off
interview.
the scent.
I having listened to my fair share of Dana interviews, that tracks. Like,
Okay.
Dana at the Monte Carlo.
mhm.
Yeah, I want to hear him talk about the Monte Carlo. That's why I want to know about this. Sorry.
He's playing
Anyways.
Baccarat. Bunk.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining him like out in Napa at a wine tasting, chasing Red Bull between glasses of wine.
Yes.
What's the city that stands out the most to you here? Like, that doesn't fit?
Tulum!
Atlantis.
Salt Lake City for me.
Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah, I agree.
I was
with
kind
that.
of like, what are you doing there?
I mean, the thing is, if you're in Cancun, you go to Tulum. I feel like that's like you say that you went and you did that whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
but also-
what do you, Dana Holgerson, do in Salt Lake City, Utah?
I mean, like, you can't even bet the
So rough.
lottery.
So
Is there
rough.
is there like something on a reservation there near Salt Lake?
I don't think so. I mean,
mean,
he
he
went
could-
to Aspen, right?
okay,
so
so
like
he
maybe
could be
skiing.
Yeah. Salt Lake they do have skiing resorts outside by Weber State. They have a bunch right there.
The thought of him in Bordeaux or the French Riviera also sending me just a little bit. I want to know what the French said to him when thought of him. I need to know.
Like
In
him
a
in
Speedo, right? He's on the
Bordeaux.
beach in a Speedo, right?
I feel
He's
I
like
really
wouldn't put it past him.
A
Yeah.
very European cut. Yeah.
he's like
Yes.
he's a Jerry Lewis for a new century.
We love him. He's so funny. He's the funny American. Oh, look at him.
Mr. Hogasan, can we get anything for you? We.
You know he loves smoking cigarettes out there. God, I just need to read more about this interview.
Unfilters? Oh God, they have all the good unfiltered stuff. He's going to just
Yep.
put me back home.
Yep.
Like those kids love to smoke.
Dana's living his life unfiltered. Let's be clear here.
Yes.
There's no
Anyway,
way.
sorry.
No, don't never apologize.
I know. I just have a lot of questions about that list of when I first saw it, and I meant to ask a while ago, but yeah.
At the New Mexico Bowl, we have TCU 34, Louisiana Lafayette 3. The Raging Cajuns were not raging. Jesus Christ.
No.
I got jump scared by the score of this game after I was in the float spa. We went out for lunch afterwards, and I'm sitting at a bar like at the brewery that we're at, and I'm looking at the TV waiting for it to. I can see that it's football, but I can't see what game. Can't tell anything because it's just coming back from commercial. And then the score bug pops up, and I literally went, "Oh God!"
I mean, what did I say, man? Cajun food and them green chilies just don't mix well.
Cajun fruit and frogs don't mix well.
I mean, yeah, they do.
I'm about to pay 99. I'm about to pay 99 cents for a 6-month subscription to the Houston Chronicle to read about Dana's traveling.
I think we have a Chronicle subscription. Hold on.
It's for work.
Yeah, the cayenne pepper
That's what
and
the
the
money is
jalapeno
for.
pepper don't necessarily mix well together. Even though Tabasco does make a jalapeno sauce.
You had so many people on your ass about this.
Yeah.
So many people on your ass about this.
Look, man, there is not a sauce that has both peppers in the bottle.
I'm making one.
Do
You
it.
can't say that anymore.
Sure. I think I found one already anyway. I'm not going to try it.
The Arizona Bowl got kind of screwed because it was on at the same time as the Pop Tarts Bowl.
Yeah, man.
So all of like Snoop Dogg shenanigery didn't hit. Miami Redhawks 43, Colorado State Rams 17.
It was if the game was better, probably would have got a little bit more. Again, it was on the CW. It felt like it needed a better time slot.
Yeah.
But Snoop Dogg giving everybody chains after they won was awesome. And like Coach Chuck Martin with the chain, fantastic.
Snoop Dogg in the booth was great. Snoop Dogg giving color commentary was great. Snoop coaches. Apparently he was down talking to the quarterbacks, being like, nah, man, you got to just relax. You're pushing too hard. And when Snoop says you got to relax, This is, again, listeners, Gen Z listeners, Generation Alpha listeners, this man was once like Snoop did real crimes.
Mhm.
Like he was the scariest man on earth. Like my parents scared like the image of this man. And now he's like Martha Stewart's best friend and has a bowl game. It'll never stop being funny to me.
I mean,
It's objectively funny. I had a conversation with my actual real life coworkers about this once.
like go back and listen to his music. Go back to listen to Doggy Style.
Yeah, it's great.
Go back to listen to that. Go back to listen to Murder Was the Case that they gave me. Because that was actually about his murder trial.
And now he's giving out fucking like chains to Chuck Martin.
And talking about how Pharrell changed his attitude about how we should rap about women.
Oh, that's right. It was so far out there. Just again, the same reason I loved having Snoop on for the Summer Olympics. He's good with a microphone. Even if he doesn't know what he's talking about, just let him talk. He'll come up with something.
He was the commentator for this game, which I just felt like we needed a better time slot for this one to showcase Snoop more.
Melanie, there was no gin and juice in the tub.
No, none.
I know.
I
Sorry.
wish they would put some in the drink. Yeah,
But I did see on Blue Sky that allegedly they sold the stadium out of gin and juice before halftime.
Nice.
Party hard, Arizona Bowl.
That's right. Colorado State.
I mean, these are
and
from
Miami.
This is the area that brought you the Waste Management Open. Like,
yeah,
it's so on brand. It hurts.
Yeah, they could definitely go.
You know where there was a brawl, an actual honest to God fight this weekend? At the Military Bowl in Annapolis.
Before we talk about the fight,
yeah,
I just want to shout out whoever had the brilliant idea. And I think I said this on the show earlier, but this game is in late December in Annapolis, Maryland, where the weather is always awful. And they decided to have it kick off at 4:45 Eastern, which is like the same time as sunset. Incredible. A+. And I say this as someone who basically drowned standing up at last year's Military Bowl.
ECU goes up 20-7. Then North Carolina State takes the lead 21-20.
Yeah.
But then in the last 6 minutes, everything just falls apart for North Carolina State. The bullshit that I would have normally expected for them to cut their way absolutely did not. And then ECU tears off a huge TD run late. And that's when the fists start going. We got a ref bloodied. We got 8 ejections on the same play to the point where the ref had to come out with a note card.
Yes. I've seen that one other time. I can't remember what game it was that he had a note card for ejections, but I don't think it was a bowl game. But yeah, like I said, it's the battle for North Carolina in Maryland. And it was, for real. It was a battle.
Just absolutely wild shit.
Yeah, I wonder what happened in the bowling in this one, not the folding.
Well, so this was the goalbowling.com.
Yeah.
Military Bowl.
You definitely know they went bowling
Commish,
as a pregame.
What did they dump on the winning coach, Commish?
I love this. If you could pull up the audio for this, I just want to hear this short clip, but do it.
Yep, let me get you.
So they dumped not one, but 2 buckets of mini bowling pins on ECU coaches Blake Harrell, And it's like a really short audio clip, but I enjoy this so much. It's like 15 seconds of audio.
Let me get down.
Keep in mind, they just had a fight a little while ago, so now the coach is like, he just looks so angry.
Coach Harold, how did the bowling pins feel?
I thought that was going to be cold ass water.
That's it. I don't care. I was like, I thought that was going to be cold ass water, and it was not. It was 2 buckets of mini bowling pins, which I don't know if that was better or worse.
2 more bowl games, and then actually, we'll need to figure out what we're going to do.
Okay.
So we might have to. We'll figure it out. Never mind. Anyways,
don't worry about it.
Alamo Bowl, Commish, you were in attendance.
I was. So
you got to watch Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter play football. The commissioner of the Sickos Committee, got to watch a fucking Heisman Trophy winner. How did that feel?
It was weird as hell, man. Honestly, just being there, it felt weird because like I got credentialed for a game like this, and the stadium was a sellout. It was the second sellout in Alamo Bowl history. Like the stadium was like perfectly divided half and half, like BYU fans and Colorado fans. It was nuts. Like both teams wanted to do this, and this was like the I guess the People's Big 12 championship, because the other two couldn't play in the championship game because of, I guess, tiebreakers or whatnot. But yeah, this was nuts to do this. If you'd have told me when I started tweeting about 3-yard punts from Central Connecticut State like 4 years ago, that I would be credentialed media to watch the Heisman winner play in a bowl game, I would have told you you're crazy.
Are you sold out now?
It's still crazy. Like I mean, I couldn't even in my wildest dreams imagine that me tweeting about 3-yard punts would lead to me being able to sell out at some point. And I still don't think
it's dominoes. It's the domino thing.
Yeah.
Tweeting about Central Connecticut punts.
Talking about Central Connecticut's 3-yard punt after the punt was snapped like 50 yards over the head. And it was like the best 3-yard punt I've ever seen. But yeah, to be there, it's strange. There was different media this time there because different teams. I had a different setup. I was like on like the 40, like a little bit on one side, a little bit, but man, BYU came to play.
They like, beat that ass.
They were not like, I mean, like Colorado. I'm not making assumptions about bowl prep or coaches or anything like that. Colorado looked like they were there to have a really good, fun bowl game, and BYU was like, I'm gonna ruin your entire trip to San Antonio.
They brought like nickels in socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very much a like, my kid is teething, and you assholes made me take that kid on a plane, and I will make you feel every inch of this pain.
Like Colorado was like, hey man, it's like 80 degrees outside. This is great. I'm not in the snow. And then like Utah's like, man, this is some bullshit. Are you telling me that I have to sit in this restaurant with these kids in the high chair and they're dropping chips and salsa everywhere?
Commish, what team, Commish?
BYU?
Not what you said the first time.
Oh, what did I say?
Utah.
Oh my God. BYU Utah.
BYU Utah. There we go. This was
BYU.
This was pretty much a straight up beatdown. Like Shedeur Sanders once again running for his life.
Like almost every play, man. It was just like I don't know. I'm like, throw some short routes, throw some intermediate routes, throw some screen passes, do something to get them off of him. That didn't happen. There was one play where Travis Hunter had a great play, 58-yard like catch. It gets all the way down to like the 5, and then like they can't punch it in. He takes like a horrible 23-yard back, and it's like they missed the field goal, and I'm like, okay, that's 10-0. I mean, this is kind of like maybe the story for their night. Yes, Arthur.
So I have a question, because I've kind of gotten to the point in bowl season where I've been having the games on mute. So did the announcers in this game get to like target like, oh, BYU, they look so good, they should have been in the playoff, or do we only do that like one way?
We only do that
during playoff games for teams we think, oh, they shouldn't be here. We don't do it the other way.
They only did it. We only do it the other way, and also the commentators spent a lot of this game still hyping up Colorado, even though they were getting their asses beat.
Yep.
Well, you know who should have been in the playoff, right? Navy, because they beat Oklahoma, who beat Alabama.
Yeah,
That's who really should have been in the
And
playoff.
they also beat Army, who should have been in the playoff.
Army,
Yeah.
Army and Navy
Navy
should have
in
been
the playoff. Put them in.
Both of them. The American exception. Just put them in as the
America.
This is you want to talk about American exceptionalism? I'm okay with just slotting an Army or Navy every year for the playoff. I'm all about that.
Done.
The reserve slot
Air
for the
Force.
troops.
Whoever wins the Commander in Chief trophy gets an automatic bid.
Done. I'm okay with this.
Done.
Yeah.
Seems fine.
So let's do it. No, I honestly, this game, like BYU was making really stupid turnovers. Like they had 3 horrible, costly turnovers, but Colorado could not make them pay for that. They couldn't do it.
They were like at one point, Colorado had 3 BYU had 3 turnovers, and Colorado had scored like 0 points off of them.
Yeah,
it was wild.
It was 27-0, and then like Travis Hunter had his big highlight, and I'm like, it felt like the Chris Paul, hits a big 3 down 42 moment. I mean, Colorado fans were ready to celebrate, have a good time. BYU fans were just like, they were intense as like a Provo night game. I mean, they were. I came away impressed with like BYU, the team, and their crowd and their fans.
Yeah, BYU travels well, and their crowd is absolutely just in there. Oh, I just saw a picture of the fucking Fiesta Bowl trophy again. It makes me smile.
Yeah, that $3.5 million Fiesta Bowl trophy.
3.5 million. I don't. Have I?
Yeah.
That is many monies.
That's Is it made of tungsten?
No, there's diamonds everywhere. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like
what did we decide we're going to put tungsten in again? Oh, because all women want men with solid financials, and men with solid financials have a tungsten cube.
That's right.
It allows you to communicate your status to women.
Dropping by 4-inch cubed.
The Fiesta Bowl trophy has 2,400 diamonds, a total weight of 50 carats, 5 shades of 18-karat gold, jeweler's enamel, sterling silver, and hand-carved marble.
Hand-carved marble.
Marble.
That's the cigarette company, right? Marble. Yes, totally.
The last bowl game I was supposed to go to but didn't go to because I couldn't was Army versus Louisiana Tech. Mm-hmm. Hey, Louisiana Tech, glad you got a game bag out of this one. Because 11-1 Army. I mean, better than no, I can't even say that.
I'm sure that Commish approaches this with a generous heart.
Look, man, this is the first time in my life that I'm happy that ULM had bad grades. So they didn't have to go through this. You didn't
want your team to get the reward of getting their arms and legs pulled off.
Look, man, the one time they went to the Independence Bowl, Frank Solich's Ohio dismantled ULM, and I did not want that to happen again. So thank you, La Tech, for falling on that live grenade.
They took one for the team.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, La Tech. Hope you enjoyed it.
Commish, really quick ULM mention story.
Oh.
One of the beat writers for Miami, I don't remember his name because he's not one of the ones who I messaged with on Blue Sky or Twitter, X, whatever. He very proudly took a ULM mention sticker. He was very excited to take a ULM mention sticker.
If you donate to our charity drive, you could randomly get some ULM mention stickers. I have a bunch that we can't sell because of copyright issues.
Oh,
yeah. Free, questionably legal sticker.
Send them to me for the Citrus Bowl. If we can ship them in time, I will hand them out.
Let's see what I can do tomorrow.
We'll figure that out later. Yeah, we'll figure that out later.
Okay, folks, that's what we got for tonight. We will figure out when we'll get your previews to you, and we will see you on the other side.